messieurs, dans quelques instants, on va se rendre à Toronto. Les Blue Jays vont présenter leur nouvelle acquisition. Russell Martin qui a signé un contrat de 5 ans pour 82 millions de dollars. Avec moi, Maxime Lamarche de Baseball Québec et Mark Griffin, que vous reconnaissez bien. Messieurs, c'est une bonne nouvelle pour le baseball au Canada. J'aimerais vous entendre, mais on va aller tout de suite à la conférence de presse parce que ça commence à l'instant du côté de Toronto. Et on viendra après pour commenter cette nouvelle acquisition des Blue Jays. Russell Martin.
Representative Nat Colleran to Toronto, and thank you for being here today. I'd now like to turn it over to Alex for some introductory comments.
Really excited for today. I appreciate everybody being out here today. A lot of work went into this, and a few people I'd like to start off and thank. First is our ownership, Rogers Communications. Without them, we certainly couldn't be here today, and specifically Guy Lawrence, Tony Staffieri, Keith Pelly, and Paul Beeston as well, our CEO, was really vital to this process. He was very involved in this process. He couldn't be here today. He's at the owners meeting. But I'd like to personally thank him. He spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the office with me, made some trips to Montreal, and I can't say enough for the time that he spent on this, and he was really key to get this thing done. So very excited to have Russ here. I think it's a game changer for us, for the franchise, for the organization, for the team. And I think obviously it's a real important piece to get this team where we want to go, and that's to the playoffs and ultimately to win the World Series. I'd also like to thank everybody in the front office, the baseball operations team. A lot of work went in behind the scenes to do some work on Russ and to analyze and all those type of things. And there's a lot of individuals behind the scenes that put a lot of hours to in doing the analysis of Russ for us to make the decision to go after him. So. In French, we'll say, on est vraiment heureux d'avoir Russ ici aujourd'hui. Je suis aussi heureux à cause que je ne vais pas être la seule personne qui peut parler français maintenant, puis j'ai un autre gars pour m'aider, mais en même temps, on est vraiment fiers de lui, puis on est vraiment content qu'il a choisi à jouer ici. So with that, I'd like to do the jersey and the hat. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, all right.
You. Is it? There we go.
Go.
Very good. All right. All right. Well, first off, it feels good to put on this jersey for the first time. Like the colors. Just really happy to join the Blue Jay family, and looking forward to the opportunity, and also just doing everything that's in my power to help this team, be better on the field. And definitely a special day for me today. Got some family here, got some friends, got my girlfriend, my agent. So thank you guys for being here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it short for now. I guess I'm going to answer all the questions later. En français, c'est juste remercier mon monde, que j'apprécie beaucoup, qui sont ici aujourd'hui. J'ai mon père, mon meilleur ami, ma blonde, puis mon agent. C'est une journée qui est très spéciale pour moi aujourd'hui, de porter le chandail des Blue Jays pour la première fois. J'ai très hâte pour l'opportunité de faire ce que je peux pour améliorer l'équipe, puis j'ai hâte de commencer.
Thank you. We'll now go to question and answer. Please raise your hand, wait for a microphone, and identify yourself.
Hey, Russell, Barry Davis from Sportsnet. Russell, what was the clincher for you? I mean, obviously, contracts are going to speak volumes, but at the end of the day, when you chose between the Jays and possibly the Cubs or whomever, why Toronto for you?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I think the 5th year of the contract definitely weighed in. I think, and then just thinking about being able to play in Canada definitely, is high up in there, and being close to home, easy for family to travel to Toronto and come watch games and stuff, not having to go through the border for them. Those are all little things, that weighed on the decision. But also, it's a great deal, it was a great deal overall. So for me, the opportunity to play at home and the contract that was offered would just made a lot of sense to me.
Alex, Mike Retzi, Toronto Sun. At the end of the year, catching wasn't even on the horizon. So is this about an upgrade of the catching position, or is this an upgrade of getting somebody who is perceived to be a leader in the club?
Yeah, you're right. We were very happy with the work that the owner Navarro did. We did not have any plans in the offseason to upgrade that position. This deal for us was all about Russ Martin, and one of the only players that we would ever consider making a change with. He was just a perfect fit for us in so many ways, and that's really what it came down to. If he had been a free agent, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We wouldn't have been talking to other free agents. We wouldn't have been exploring trades, things like that. He's just a complete player in so many ways. He's a winner as well. Everywhere he goes, he seems to win, and he does bring some things, but he's also a great player offensively, defensively. He's a great athlete, great in the clubhouse, great off the field as well. Now that is as much money as we've spent and the commitment that we've made. You can't feel better about where we're putting our dollars and who we're giving it to. Total package, as far as I'm concerned, there are no holes in his game, and it's rare that you have that. It's rare that that opportunity does present itself, and that's why we were very aggressive in going after him, and it was for him and him alone.
Russell, Scott MacArthur with TSN. The numbers reflect that Pittsburgh pitchers had a great degree of success when throwing to you. What are some of those tangibles and intangibles that you bring? Who could describe the importance of the position and working with a young staff and how you intend to do that?
Well, first off, I'm not the one throwing the ball for them, so they're the ones doing the work, obviously. And obviously the defense behind them, plays a big part in how they do. And it's a team effort, the coaches that are involved as well. So it takes everybody, for somebody to be as successful as they possibly can. Some of the skills that I bring is just my ability to frame pitches, something that I take a lot of pride in. I feel like it's getting talked about a little bit more than it used to. But those are little subtle things, that I can bring to a team as far as just, getting a strike here, a strike there. And then obviously just executing a game plan and making sure that the pitchers have trust in me and that they believe in me. And in doing that, they have confidence when they're on the mound. If they believe that the guy behind the plate is doing everything he can to help them, and they have that trust, it helps them as well.
How you doing, Russell? Nathan Downer, CP24. Have you spoken to your former high school teammate, Jose Bautista, or anybody else on the team?
I talked to Jose a little bit. I was down in Tampa getting my physical done, and we were texting back and forth. And we were teammates in junior college. But I think he's excited to have me, and it'll be good to kind of reunite with him as well.
Russ, Mike Wilner from Sportsnet 590, The Fan. You were just asked about those young pitchers in Pittsburgh, and people have talked about Garrett Cole and you working with him and the strides that he made. I mean, he's a #1 pick, but the strides that he made. How much are you looking forward, and how much was the fact that the Blue Jays have 3-4 really good young starters under 25 years old part of you coming over here?
Well, it definitely takes pitching if you want to be a competitive team. And what separates teams, it's not much, in this league. So I definitely do enjoy, the I don't know how you can say it, just the challenge. Yeah, the challenge to take a kid and who doesn't really completely know himself yet, and just kind of build that confidence, build a repertoire, and just get everything out of his ability as possible. And that's just what being a team is helping, each other, throughout the year, throughout the grind. And my job is to take care of the pitching staff. You know, whether the guy is a rookie or a veteran, it really doesn't matter to me. I feel I treat them all as equal, and you know, I just want them to perform as best as they can, because in the end, that's, you know, it's best for the team. So, and I feel like I can help do that.
Question in French, Russell, Jean-Luc Legendre de RDS. Tu as déjà beaucoup accompli au cours de ta carrière. Tu as été au match des étoiles, tu as été gant d'or, tu as été 7 fois en série, tu n'as jamais gagné la série mondiale. De toutes les équipes avec qui tu aurais pu t'aligner, crois-tu que les Blue Jays, c'est eux qui t'offrent la meilleure chance de remporter la série mondiale?
Je trouve que, ben là, présentement, oui. La raison pourquoi, parce que c'est une équipe qui est très excitante, surtout offensivement. Là, dans les dernières années, je pense qu'ils ont prouvé qu'ils étaient au top des ligues majeures au niveau offensif. Puis je crois personnellement en mon habilité de travailler avec les lanceurs, puis d'améliorer le niveau défensif, le niveau des lanceurs. C'est vraiment quelque chose que, à cause de mon expérience, surtout à Pittsburgh, j'ai découvert que il y a plusieurs équipes qui ont beaucoup de talent, mais c'est d'utiliser le talent de la bonne façon. Chaque lanceur, je veux dire, il y en a plein de lanceurs qui lancent 94-95 000 à l'heure. C'est la façon qu'on les utilise qui est plus importante. Puis je crois que mes habiletés, juste de pouvoir caler un bon match derrière un match, c'est ça qui va amener, j'espère, les Blue Jays à un autre niveau. Puis j'ai hâte pour l'opportunité.
Hey Russ, it's Brendan Kennedy from the Toronto Star. How familiar are you with the pitching staff of Toronto at the moment?
Still going to have to get some video and make sure that I study the guys and see what the strengths, what the weaknesses are. So, you know, I'm not going to say I know everybody, you know, through and throughout, but by the time spring training comes, I'm going to have a good feel.
Question en français, encore une fois. Alex, d'abord, le poste de receveur, ce n'était pas un endroit où on voulait nécessairement à la fin de la saison, on avait des besoins de ce côté-là. Donc, j'imagine que c'est pour beaucoup plus qu'un receveur qu'on est allé chercher, Russell. Je voulais que tu parles un peu de ça. Et aussi, Russell, peut-être justement expliquer comment tu vois ton rôle avec les Jays.
Oui, c'est bien sûr. Pour nous, c'est un joueur extraordinaire. Puis, il n'y a pas beaucoup de chance d'avoir des joueurs extraordinaires d'être agent libre qui veut jouer ici, puis on peut se rendre à un contrat, puis c'est sûr que c'est ça qu'on voulait. Mais s'il jouait troisième but, champ droite, champ gauche, on voulait avoir le joueur ici. Quand on a commencé après la saison, c'est lui qui était notre priorité. On voulait l'avoir, sûrement on voulait le signer. Et on a pris tous nos temps pour être sûr qu'on pourrait le signer. Puis maintenant qu'on l'a, c'est sûr qu'on va commencer à travailler sur des autres choses.
Puis, I think he had it was like a double question. It's all right. Comment que je me vois, mon rôle dans l'équipe? Mon rôle dans l'équipe, je vois... Je veux dire, le même rôle que j'ai eu auparavant, c'est de m'occuper des lanceurs, m'assurer que les lanceurs sont sous contrôle, qu'ils me font confiance, qu'ils développent de la bonne façon, puis qu'ils performent de la bonne façon avec mon aide. J'apporte une certaine intensité au jeu. Je pense que comment que je suis psychologiquement, là, la façon que je compétitionne, j'aime ça travailler fort, puis je pense que j'aime ça jouer au baseball. Fait que je vais apporter peut-être une différente attitude. Pas qu'il y a besoin d'une différente attitude dans l'équipe, mais c'est ça que j'apporte quand que je joue. J'ai un plaisir de jouer au baseball tous les jours, puis j'aime ça compétitionner avec une bonne intensité. Fait que c'est ça que je vais amener au club.
Russell, I've recently read a piece where describing the rather sophisticated conditioning program that you use now. And I recall, I think it was January 2011 when you were here for Baseball Canada, you talked about the distractions and in a kind of a vague way that maybe didn't keep you in shape in LA. Can you take us from then till now in terms of your thinking and what you're doing?
I think baseball life is just, is a game of adjustments. You learn from your mistakes and you try and move on and you try not to repeat mistakes. I think just growing up, being a little bit more mature, I've learned some things, just, you know, taking care of your body on a more consistent basis as far as, you know, stretching, doing the proper stretching, doing the proper work, you know, how you feed your body, you know, how you nourish yourself, the food intake throughout the season plays a huge role. Getting your rest during the season plays a huge role. So all those little things that you can, there's all those little things that you can adjust that are within your power that can help you, you know, get your performance at the highest level possible. And those are all things that I've tried to get better at. And but overall, I think the key is just to go out there and perform to the best of your ability and prepare the right way. You know, there's only certain things that you can control in your preparation and your effort, and I intend to do that to the best of my ability. I can't say there was just one turning point. I think there was just, you know, there was a time where I feel like I just, you know, I wasn't on point on all the aspects of my life, you know, as far as, you know, maybe just being younger and you know, just not as mature, doing some things that, you know, that kids do, you know, but you grow up and I feel like I've grown up quick, and now I'm ready to take on a new challenge.
Russ, you've been to the postseason 7 of 9 seasons. You went to a team that hadn't been there since '92. You're coming to a team that hasn't been there since '93. When you reported to spring training with the Pirates, is there something tangible you can feel about a team that doesn't yet know how to win?
Well, what I can say is the difference of attitude my first spring training in Pittsburgh compared to the attitude after we made the postseason for the first time. There was definitely a difference in attitude. There was a swagger, I think, in my second spring training with the club. The difference was just, you know, my first year, which was 2013, it was a process throughout the year to start getting that confidence and building that confidence and the trust, you know, within the team. And then we started playing good. We started getting hot about midway through the season, and had a nice little, you know, postseason run. And then we got to next year in spring training, and you felt, you know, a different energy. You know, that you could just sense the confidence. And you know, but obviously, I mean, it takes a whole team. You know, I played a part. I played a role, and I played a part, and I did the best I could. But it was just, you know, everybody's got to do their job. You know, to the best they can. You know, if you want the team to perform, everybody's got to be pulled on the same side of the chain or rope.
Russ, Mike Wilner again. I want to ask you a two-part question. The parts have nothing to do with each other, but not that this was a part of you coming here at all. How exciting is it that spring training is going to end with 2 games at the Big O? And secondarily, if the Blue Jays don't bring back Melky Cabrera, John Gibbons said on our station today that you would be a perfect 2-hitter. You've hit all over the major league lineup. What kind of challenge would that present to you?
I'm super excited to be able to play in the Big O. That's going to be a dream come true. Kid growing up in Montreal, playing most of my baseball in Montreal. You know, that was a dream, you know, growing up as a kid, was to be able to play, you know, in Olympic Stadium. And that dream's going to come true late March, so definitely excited about that. As far as hitting second, I mean, I'll hit anywhere. Just put me anywhere, and I'm going to put the ball in play, and I'm going to play baseball the right way, whether it's, you know, moving a runner over or you know, trying to get a guy in from third base with less than 2 outs. Whatever it takes to help the team win is what I'm willing to do. So, yeah, so you know, 1 through 9 doesn't matter to me. I'm going to try and help the team win.
Russell, Mike Rutsey again. A lot has been said and written about your leadership skills. Is leadership something that comes naturally to you? And how easy or difficult is it when you join a new team to establish that?
That's a good question. You know, I think I just got to be yourself. You know, it's the only way to be, really. And you know, I think leadership just comes from just leading by example. You know, I'm not one of those rah-rah guys that's going to, you know, talk your ear off and talk you into doing something, you know, that you don't want to do. You know, I feel like if you lead by example and you show the way that way, I think people tend to gravitate, and just as long as they're, you know, most baseball players learn with their eyes and what they see, and from my experience when I was with the Yankees, I remember seeing Derek Jeter and kind of how he went about his business, and he wasn't the only one. There was a lot of professionals, you know, throughout my career that I've witnessed that, you know, have done stuff, and I've learned, you know, just by either, you know, seeing something they do at the plate, or seeing the way they work out, or you know, whatever it may be. So I've learned a lot just with my eyes, and I feel if you lead by example, you know, it's the best way to teach.
Vos enfants doivent savoir que dans certains cas, ce qu'ils font avec leur téléphone pourrait être plus que mal. Ça pourrait être illégal. Apprenez-en davantage en ligne. Un message du gouvernement du Canada.
Classé de E à M.
Besoin d'un véhicule plus impressionnant? Trouvez l'auto idéale. Visitez autohebdo.net dès aujourd'hui.
Qui que vous soyez, vous voudrez absolument assister à ça. Aidez-le! Ils arrivent quelque chose.
Hunger Games, la révolte partie 1. Au cinéma dès vendredi. Manny Pacquiao. Chris Algieri. Le boxeur légendaire contre le roi invaincu de New York. Pacquiao Algieri, le 22 novembre. Contactez votre fournisseur de télé à la carte.
Du nouveau chez Arby's, notre burger farci au fromage. Un burger de 5 onces, farci d'une grande quantité de fromage fondu et garni comme vous le voulez. Goûtez à ce burger hyper fromagé avant qu'il soit trop tard. Arby's, à chacun son burger, farci au fromage.
Chaque plateau est identifié. Le midi, je fais un live à Brossard. Si je fais prolongation, c'est un argument que tu dois débattre. Quand j'arrive au 5 à 7, on ne sait jamais quand on va rire avec nos deux beaux moineaux, Frédéric et Yannick. À l'antichambre, ça devient très sérieux. C'est le match du Canadien, tu analyses la situation. Moi, ce que j'aime aussi, c'est de travailler avec les gens qu'on ne voit pas à la caméra, mais tous ceux qui sont derrière, c'est des vrais professionnels. Quand on part à rire, puis les gens se demandent pourquoi, c'est souvent parce que la personne qui nous a dit dans l'oreille, ce n'est pas répétable en nombre.
Fumer un joint, ça peut sembler inoffensif. Mais saviez-vous que la marijuana est en moyenne de 300 à 400% plus forte qu'elle était il y a 30 ans? Et que fumer de la marijuana peut gravement nuire au développement du cerveau d'un adolescent? La marijuana peut laisser des traces pour la vie. Informez-vous et parlez avec vos enfants des dangers de fumer de la marijuana. Visitez canada.ca/prévention des drogues. Un message du gouvernement du Canada.
On est de retour à cette émission spéciale. Les Blue Jays qui ont officiellement présenté Russell Martin, leur nouvelle acquisition, contrat de 5 ans, il faut le rappeler, pour 82 millions de dollars. Avec moi, Mark Griffin et Maxime Lamarche, qui est directeur général à Baseball Québec et qui a aussi joué avec Russell à l'Académie de baseball du Canada il y a quelques années de ça. Premier commentaire sur ce qu'on a entendu aujourd'hui. Russell Martin, c'est le nouveau capitaine des Blue Jays de Toronto. Déjà, c'est une grosse acquisition pour le Canada et pour les Blue Jays.
Tout à fait. Russell, c'est un général, c'est un capitaine. Et la grande force de Russell, je dirais, c'est de faire que les joueurs autour de lui vont être meilleurs, vont vouloir se pousser plus loin. Et un coup que ce momentum-là est donné, ben, tu peux faire des miracles avec une équipe, surtout avec des jeunes joueurs.
Et il retrouve une situation comme il avait à Pittsburgh. C'est-à-dire, il se retrouve dans une équipe qui a des bons joueurs, mais n'arrive pas à gagner. Sauf qu'il l'a fait avec les Pirates.
Moi, je trouve ça très rafraîchissant, Luc, ce qu'on a entendu. C'est un gars, tu vois, posé, l'expérience, la maturité, on l'a senti. Effectivement, c'est un beau défi pour lui d'arriver. Un peu comme à Pittsburgh, il est arrivé de jeunes lanceurs, il les a amenés justement à maturité pour exploiter les forces de chacun. C'est ça qu'il a dit. Il dit, moi, là, c'est pas moi qui lance la balle, mais si je peux les aider à exploiter leurs forces puis à exploiter la capacité et tout leur talent qu'ils sont capables de faire, ça va être mission accomplie pour Russell Martin.
Il sera à Montréal pour les 2 matchs au Stade olympique. Il a dit que c'était un rêve pour lui de venir jouer ces 2 matchs-là. Quel impact au Québec il peut avoir, même s'il évolue à Toronto, quel impact ça peut avoir pour le baseball au Québec, Maxime?
Bien, c'est extraordinaire pour nos jeunes Québécois. À Baseball Québec, nous, on capote parce qu'au bout de la ligne, qu'est-ce qui va se passer? C'est qu'on va avoir un modèle accessible et un Québécois. Maintenant, on pouvait faire la promotion des Blue Jays, mais juste avec des anglophones, c'est un peu plus difficile. Maintenant, un francophone qui est là, qui a du succès, c'est immense pour Baseball Québec.
Et surtout que le baseball au Québec est en progression. Donc, ça ne peut qu'aider à avoir la présence d'un Russell.
Un porte-parole, faire rêver les jeunes. On sait que c'est ça, hein? On était jeunes, nous autres, on rêvait. Regardez Russell Martin, il rêvait de jouer au Stade olympique. Alors là, lui, il va réaliser un rêve. Alors, on veut que la roue continue à tourner pour les jeunes joueurs de baseball au Québec. Écoutez, encore une fois, juste l'écouter. On boit ses paroles, on le croit. Et je suis convaincu que ses coéquipiers, en ce moment, ses nouveaux coéquipiers font la même chose.
Il a tenu à parler en français, lui, évidemment, et Alex Antopoulos. Donc, déjà là, le message est passé. C'est l'équipe de tous les Canadiens. Il va y avoir une petite partie québécoise avec les Blue Jays de Toronto. Ça va être intéressant, messieurs, pour le mois d'avril, avec les 2 matchs contre les Reds de Cincinnati. C'était plein l'an dernier contre les Mets, j'imagine, contre les Reds, avec Russell.
Penses-tu?
Ça va être le fun. Ça va être le fun. Merci beaucoup, messieurs. Merci d'avoir été là. À bientôt.
Le numéro 4.